Alright, so Joe Biden has been continuing his Do Not Vote For Me tour, where he goes around the country and says as many bad things as he can without having his poll numbers drop. It's kind of a game, and the newest thing he said that kind of hurts him, I think, especially among the left base of people who simply will not vote for the nominee if they don't like the nominee. Like, Joe Biden is making them so disinterested in him with statements like this. So, Joe Biden says he would consider a Republican for his running mate, which I don't even care about. I'm not going to say what I actually think about that with my opinion. I'm going to say the facts on how that would help or hurt his electability. So first, if we look at what happened, according to CNN, Joe Biden told voters in New Hampshire that he would consider a Republican, but he could not think of one on the spot. A woman asked him if the vice president would pull out all the stops to beat Donald Trump. She said, "Our 21-year-old son said the other night, I wonder if Joe Biden would consider choosing a Republican as a running mate." He said, yes, there's decent Republicans, but there's problems with the Republicans. They have to step up. So, one of the issues with reaching across the aisle, which is something Joe Biden loves to draw upon, he says, "Oh, I'm going to work with both parties." When both parties work together in our current political system, it usually means something bad is happening. Either the military budget is going to skyrocket, our financial industries are going to be deregulated, there's going to be some type of authoritarian control through some type of dumb tax. When they come together, usually bad things happen. It's going to be a bailout for the banks. It's going to be something that hurts the little guy, because the only place that our two major political parties agree on are places that hurt normal people. So when Joe Biden says we got to work together, we got to pull together Democrats and Republicans, Democrats and Republicans right now are honestly the enemy of the people until we get a new government in order, a new democracy, where we have public servants and not just talking heads that serve corporate entities. So only 1 out of 10 people can pass this cat quiz. That's insane. Anyway, Joe Biden picking a Republican would not help electability at all. I speak about a lot how our country is a low voter turnout country, and Joe Biden's strategy is getting moderate voters. Right now, with Donald Trump, you either love him or hate him. 95% of the country have their minds made up on if they're voting for Trump or not. There's only 5% in the middle there of likely voters that we could compete for. Joe Biden's strategy, Hillary Clinton's strategy last time, the centrist strategy, is to compete for that 5% in the middle. When in reality, we're a turnout country of less than 50%. So Donald Trump's approach is to bring people in from outside of the process. Bernie Sanders' approach is to bring people in from outside the process. And that's a much better way to go about it, because even though there's 5% in the middle undecided that you could possibly sway, if you just try to pull other people into the system, you're still going to get some of that moderate chunk, but you're also going to make your base even bigger. And the Democrats, the centrist Democrats, don't like that model. They don't want to reach further. They would rather claim that you have to move to the center and try to sway Republicans, which we already know it's not working. We can look at the polls. Americans have their minds made up. They don't like Trump or they like Trump. We have to get more people out that don't like Trump than those that don't like Trump. We can't keep on spending our time convincing people that simply don't agree with us and don't have our goals. So if he would have a Republican running mate, what would that even help? Like, Republicans that would vote for Biden over Trump are going to vote for Biden over Trump whether or not Biden has a Republican running mate. It's just how it is. It's not going to help them win the election at all. And if he picks a Republican running mate, guess what? He gets no extra voters on the left. He picks a Republican running mate. Let's see. So last election, I think it was about 15% of Sanders supporters from the primaries went to Trump. I guarantee that number would skyrocket if Joe Biden used that big middle finger to the progressive base of the party after this whole campaign. So Joe Biden picking a Republican as his running mate, it's a sign that he is stuck in the old ways of politics, and overall, it's just a bad move strategically to win an election.